Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Zaji, and today I want to share with you a little bit about some knitting things. I was convinced after listening for quite some time to some of my favorite YouTubers, Arne and Carlos, talk about Prym products. I know that Prym does sponsor their videos, but I figured that they are pretty reputable in this industry, so I trust any recommendations that they give to me. Honestly, I learned a lot of things from their channel and also just love watching them. They're really just two really cool individuals. Either way, I went ahead and purchased some Prym products because I figured that ergonomic needles and ergonomic hooks could really help me because I am someone who is recovering from a hand injury. So I'm always looking for things that will be comfortable in my hands and will make the knitting process much easier for me. So I'm going to share those with you today. I have a package from Prym here. Recently in the US, I think Prym opened either a warehouse or something here, so now it is so much easier for us to get our hands on these products, and actually pretty fast. Let me look and see when I placed this order. I ordered these things on March 17th and I received my package. I picked it up today, but I think it got here on 3/20, which is so fast because even within their tracking, it told me that it was going to take like much longer. I wasn't supposed to get these until tomorrow, but I got these super fast and I'm very impressed with that. That right off the bat is something that just means so much to me because I am someone who dreads ordering things online when I know that I'm not, guaranteed 2 days. But I live in Colorado. They're based in South Carolina, is where it's shipped from. So I think that's pretty good. That's awesome. Amazing. So I got a couple of different things. So I'm going to just share with you all of the products so that you can see them. So the first things that I'm pulling out of this bag is a set of double pointed knitting needles. This is the 8-inch size, and I got these in a size 3mm, which is a US 2. And these have the hook tips and triangle shape. I know that all of these products, or all of the things that I'm going to be showing here, are made out of like a synthetic material, some sort of like composite plastic or something, which they're all kind of this bone color. They're not really white. They're kind of like an off-white color, which I thought they were a light gray. I don't know if it really matters, but something that I'm just noticing right off the bat is that these are a pretty pale color. So I'm wondering if they will like pick up color from yarns that are that have like excess dye, things like that, if that'll stain these. Interesting. Okay, anyway, I only got one set of double pointed needles because I don't typically use double pointed needles for many things. I'm usually doing magic loops, so I only got one set of those, but they look really awesome. I don't know. The colors, to me, I don't know. I'll just keep showing you more things from in here. The next thing that I'm going to show you is a circular needle. These are in the size US 7, so these are 4.5mm, and these have the hook tip. They're the triangle shape, and these circular knitting needles have a steel cord, which I'm really excited about. I love the fact that they're not like a plastic or anything. I really don't love those very much. I really like when they're some sort of metal, and I'm very excited. Okay, anyway, the next thing is a size US 2. So this knitting needle, these are 32 inches is the length from tip to tip. And then this one is a US 2, but it's 24 inches. And I'm pretty sure I got this by mistake because I don't knit anything on 24-inch needles. and at a US 2. I meant to get these for doing magic loop with socks and mittens and things like that. So I'm probably going to have to return this, and wow. Probably going to have to return this, and once I figure out what I wanted instead, I don't know, because I have the double pointed needles that are a size 2, so I don't know if that I'm necessarily going to get. I probably will get a larger size, probably not a size 2 again, but I did fluff that up and I got 24 inches instead of the 32 inches, which is what I wanted for everything. And then I got a size US 8 also, which is the same as the other 2 circular knitting needles that I showed you before. And the last thing that I got was the small set of crochet hooks. These are a US E, US G, US 7, US H, and a US J. So you get 5 hooks in here, and I got the small size because I am primarily crocheting small things like amigurumi. I really like crochet dolls, things like that. So that's why I got these. And I think they're so pretty. I also really like the colors of these best. If you watch this channel for other things besides just the video that I'm showing you, you know that these are, I love some bright colors. And what I'm wearing today, my Spark cardigan. I will have that linked up there if you're interested in more information about the cardigan that I'm wearing. That I don't think I have a video on, but this is Midnight Cardigan, which I will have a link down below to the Ravelry page about that if you're interested in that. Anyway, so this comes with the 5 pieces. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about all of these products. I think I'm using a US 7 right now. Wow, these are really nice. Okay, so initially from touching these, I really love the fact that they do fit really comfortably in your hand. They're not round. They're kind of more like an oblong shape, and it just, that is, I'm like pretend doing it. I'm going to do it for real as well, but I obviously pulled the orange one out because this one is my favorite. I love that the needle or the hook that I will probably use most is orange, and the ones that I'm using right now are all just colors that I love. I love all the colors in here, but yeah, I really like how they look. I think that they're definitely higher quality than I was expecting. This material does feel pretty hard. I'm not really getting any real resistance or any real like feeling like they're flimsy at all. Everything looks like it's really well made, and I already feel and can tell that this is going to be a really pleasant experience. I normally crochet with I think they are also called ergonomic hooks, but they have kind of the rubberized handle, and those are nice, but these definitely fit into my hand so much more comfortably than I really think anything else. The only thing that I'm really thinking about with these, same thing, is because the main part of this hook is like a whitish color, is it going to stain from some yarns that I know are a little bit over dyed or have excess dye in them, or just, you know, are red or something. Who knows? But they do feel really smooth. They don't feel like pores or anything, so I think that I should be okay as far as staining goes. But I just wonder how smooth and how easy it is actually going to be to use these products. So I'm actually going to stop talking about them. I'm going to have the website linked to all of the things that I have in this video in case you are interested. And so in this video, I'm going to just do a demo using one size of the crochet hooks and another size of the knitting needles, because all of the knitting needles have the same design from what I can see as far as like how you're supposed to use them. The tips are all the same. The shape of the needles are all the same. So I'm going to actually flick over to another view here so that we can actually see how these work. I'm going to use a project that I'm already I've used my regular knitting needles, which are normally Xiaogu needles, for this project, so I'm going to now switch over to the size US 8 with the Prym needles and see how I get on. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So right here where you have the needle join, this yarn is pretty smooth. This is the Lion Brand wool spun, and like moving across this join here, if you can see where it's, so I'm gonna just show you right now, like that is getting caught all day long, girl. Not easy. So that's just like one of the things that I was kind of just like I mean, is it the end of the world? No, but you do want to be just maybe a little bit more mindful when you're pushing your stitches over the cable and onto the needle again, especially if you have a yarn that is not very tightly spun. It could break. Oops. You can see the cable. It's going cray cray on the side. So it does kind of have a little bit of that stiffness. It's not terribly tight. But it does start to flap up after a while. Oops. It's not like a super smooth, like a stainless steel needle and you're pushing your stitches over that. It does feel more like just pushing it over maybe like a wood needle. It has that kind of grip to it. It's definitely not nearly as sleek as the Chow-Goose, which is what I typically do use to knit. And you know, perhaps I'm just a really tight knitter, you know? This is my experience. I just wanted to share what these look like in action. And how I use them. So the hook tips are nice. I feel like, especially with this pattern, I have a couple of stitches that I think are maybe a little bit trickier, and it does allow me to really get in between that detail on the needle. And this is definitely, again, one of those like position things. I have a comfortable place for this needle to rest, and if I want to grip, I have that corner of the needle, and that just feels really great. And for the crochet project, I'm going to be working on an amigurumi doll that, or a little stuffy that I have a pattern for, and I'm going to be using the US-E size hook for that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a magic ring, and please ignore how awkward everything is going to be for me when I'm doing things with this hand in particular. Last stitch. Okay. So now I'm going to change my hook from the size 7 to the size G. Just doing a slip stitch here. And then I'm going to chain 35 more. Okay, let me see, because it's already curling up, so let me just curl her on up for you. Zoom in a little. Okay. So I was able to maintain, I'd say, pretty consistent gauge using this this crochet hook, because I feel like I'm not fidgeting as much as I normally would, trying to keep my hook in my hand in a comfortable position. I really find it so comfortable. It fits in my hand. I'm going to move this out of the way now. So it fits into my hand perfectly. So I've got long nails. You all know my nails are real long, and I don't have any issues with that, but it fits right in this nook right here. Okay, so you can see how it is thinner here and then wider here. And that really makes it so easy for it to fit into your hand in a comfortable position. So as I'm holding my hook with my thumb up here, like on the rubber part that doesn't have this kind of grippiness. I don't know if this is meant to be grip, but like the design on it. This part right here, that fits my hand perfectly for my thumb to sit there at the top. And down here, it's just right on top of this meat right here. You know, this meat. I don't know what else you would call this, but like this part of your palm, that space right in there underneath my pinky, it fits perfectly. and can sit right on my ring finger, and I just feel like to rotate my hook, it's so easy, but it's not, I don't know. I like using these. I am going to continue using them. I have had a really comfortable and pleasant experience making the doll that I'm working on right now. So here she is, and I primarily use the size G to make her body, her arms, and her little legs as well. And I have had a really, really nice time doing that. I was actually pleasantly surprised by how everything worked up. I had a really easy time working with these needles, and I can see myself really reaching for them often. I am going to go ahead and leave them on the sweater that I'm working on and continue working through it. I think it's going to make me work even faster through those bobbles. And yeah, I'm really, really, really pleased. I think that with the crochet, as I mentioned, I am very much so a beginner, very much still learning a lot about crochet. So from what I can discern from what my usage normally is, I really felt it was much more comfortable for me than I usually do feel when I crochet. And so this is definitely a product that I would also recommend that you check out if you are looking for new needles or looking for new hooks, or if you are someone who is interested in just trying something different, seeing if it will maybe help with any hand fatigue you experience or any uncomfortability that you maybe have been experiencing within your yarn craft of choice. So if you have any other questions about these products, or if there's anything that I haven't talked about, I will have the links to the website, like I said, down below, but you can also leave me a comment. I'm always checking those and answering and talking with you all on there as well. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to love and leave you today. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.